Hello and welcome back to Kim Reads as we continue with Changes for Kirsten. Chapter 5, Welcome Home. Soon March rains began to melt the deep snow. When the ice on the streams thawed, the trapping season was over. But with old Jack's pelts and the ones from the trap line, the Larsons had enough money to buy the Stewart's house. Papa wrote that he and Mr. Stewart had shaken hands on the deal. "Make our new house ready," the letter said. "I'll be home in April." Mr. Stewart was the first one to come back from the logging camp. Soon after he arrived, the Stewarts loaded up their things and set off to join the wagon train for Oregon. The next day, the Larsons got ready to move into their new house. Everyone helped. Anna folded clean diapers on the bed where Britta played with her rattle. Elizabeth and Kirsten packed sweaters and shawls in the blue trunk. Lars carried out the traps, and Peter stacked wood for the stove into the wagon. And Inger and Mama packed flour and salt and coffee and other things for cooking into a wooden box. "Here's an extra skillet," Aunt Inger said. "Take it along. And here's the stew pot I don't often use." "You've given us so much already," Mama said. "You mustn't give us your pots and pans too." But Aunt Inger put the pot into the box. How will you feed your children without a pan to cook in? Did the Stewarts leave any plates behind? "They said they would leave behind some plates and spoon and cups," Mama said. "They even left some of their furniture and straw mattresses and a few blankets too. A covered wagon doesn't hold very much." Aunt Inger put her fists into her waist and smiled at the small pile of the Larsons' belongings. "You could put everything here into a covered wagon and still have lots of room left over." Mama sank down at the table and sighed. "If the Stewarts hadn't left behind their table, Papa would have to build one for us before we could have supper." "Where is Papa?" Kirsten said. "Mr. Stewart came home more than a week ago. He said Papa and Uncle Olive would come on the next boat." "Papa will be here as soon as he can," Mama said. "I want to have our new house clean and shining for him. I want to walk in and find us all just as he left us last winter." "You'll find that Britta's grown twice as big," Aunt Inger said. She gave the baby a kiss on top of her blonde head, and then another kiss for Anna. Anna made a little moan like the sound of a wind under the door. "Ooh, it'll be so lonely without all of you sharing the farm with us," she said. Kirsten felt lonely too, the way she felt when she waved goodbye to Mary and John and their family. She sat down on the bed beside Anna and took her hand. "We're going to live just a few miles away, Anna. We'll see each other often." Anna put her hand on Kirsten's shoulder. "I'll miss talking at bedtime. Can I sleep at your house someday?" "Of course you can," Kirsten said. "I'll be all alone in the trundle bed until Britta outgrows her cradle." Mom put her hands on Kirsten and Anna's knees. "There's no reason for the long faces, girls. Today we're moving into our new house, and before long Papa will be with us again." But Kirsten saw that Mama blinked tears too. Happy times could bring tears just like sad times. Aunt Inger pulled off a soft carpet bag from under the bed and scooped the clean diapers into it. We won't put this carpet bag into the trunk. You'll need these diapers before you need anything else. Now, let's get your things into the wagon," Aunt Inger said. "Elizabeth and Anna and I will come along later with a big pot of soup for your first supper in your new home." Kirsten had run up the lane to the Stewart's house many, many times, but today, as Lars drove their wagon up the lane, the house looked new and special and full of surprises, like a gift. "This is our house," Kirsten whispered to herself. Every night from now on, her family would sleep under the wide shingled roof. Every morning they would walk out the door onto their very own land. Peter jumped out of the wagon before Lars reined in the horse. Carol bounded right at Peter's heels and scampered to the door, barking as if he knew who belonged here now. Britta smiled and bounced in Mama's lap as though she liked to run. Kirsten tied Blackie to the hitching post, and Mom climbed down out of the wagon. "Open the door, Kirsten," Mama said. "Peter, you carry Britta so she doesn't have to get in the way and get hurt. We'll take the trunk inside first." Kirsten opened the door and peered inside. She had been in this house so often she knew it almost as well as Aunt Inger's house. But without John and Mary there, the house seemed quiet and empty. "Hello?" Kirsten called, and the echo greeted her. "Hello." The door opened into the big kitchen. Peter carried Britta inside. Then Lars dragged the trunk into the doorway, and Mama and Kirsten came behind and to push it over the sill. I didn't realize how heavy this trunk is, Mama said. How did you manage to put it out of the fire all by yourself, Kirsten? I was so frightened I was strong, Kirsten said. And there weren't so many things packed in the trunk then, Peter said. I bet I could have saved the trunk too. You saved the baby, Peter, Kirsten said. This trunk came all the way from Sweden, Lars said. Now it's just got to come a little farther. Push one more time. He yanked and they shoved. The trunk scraped through the door, and suddenly Kirsten and Mama were inside the house too. Sunlight shone through the glass window as though 100 candles lit the room. The house smelled of the bread Mrs. Stewart had baked for their family's journey to Oregon and of lice soap. Peter set Britta down on the scrub floor. She crawled to the table and pulled herself up and laughed, as though she announced, "Here we are." Mama spread her arms wide and gazed around the kitchen as though she saw it for the very first time. Look how big it is, she said, and we have a fine cook stove, and cupboards for our dishes, and a chest for our clothes, and shelves too, lots of them. We have a wood floor like the one at Aunt Inger's, Lars said. We have a good strong table, Mama said, and even chairs. Mama stroked the back of one. When we sit at our table, we can look out the window and see the big maple tree, she sighed. Oh, this is a real home, isn't it? This is the home your papa and I dreamed of we had in America. Peter dashed into the next room. We have 2 beds and a trundle bed, too. Kirsten followed Peter. There was another glass window in this room. She had spent many happy hours with Mary on the bench under the window. Here they practiced their reading and made up stories. Here they played with their paper dolls and told secrets and made promises. Kirsten knelt on the bench. This would be a good place for her and Elizabeth to work on their quilting, she thought. Kirsten put on the fingertips on the cool window pane. She could see the rope swing in the maple tree. She and Peter would love that swing. When Britta was older, they'd swing her in it too. And under the maple was a nice patch of shade where Mama could be doing her mending on hot summer days. It would be good to live in this house. A bit of paper tucked in the corner of the window frame caught her eye. She pulled the paper free and unfolded it. The note was in Mary's pretty handwriting. Dear Christian, please be happy in your new house. Next time I write, it will be from Oregon. Don't forget your loving friends, Mary and John. P.S. John made the little toy for you. Kirsten looked carefully at the little toy. On one side was a picture of a bird cage. On the other side, a bluebird. When Kirsten spun the toy, the bird seemed to be flying in the cage. There it was, safe and happy, like Kirsten in her new home. The secret goodbye from Mary and John made her heart even lighter, like a bird fluttering under her ribs. She put the letter and toy in her pocket. Her friends wouldn't forget her, and she would never forget them, not ever. Then a figure came into the view not far down the road. Kirsten pressed her forehead against the window pane to see better. A man was walking in long strides. Could it be Papa? Yes, it was Papa. He was back from logging camp at last. He was just in time to be with them in their new house. Mama, Kirsten cried. Papa's back. Here he comes right now. She ran to the table and opened the door. Peter skidded out through the door with Lars right behind him. Mama hurried with the baby hugged to her shoulder. Welcome home, Papa, Kirsten called as they all hurried to the gate to meet him. And that's the end. That's the end of the Kirsten stories. Thanks for listening.